she was going to skip college and go to New York City to pursue a career in fashion. And I told her she better start saving her money. I then talked to my husband and said, hey, Rita is going to skip school and go to New York City to pursue a career in fashion. And he kind of chuckled and changed the subject. Now, we have 2 kids, but Pat and Rita's relationship is special. Not only are they father and daughter, but they are also workplace besties. They have worked at the same Trader Joe's for a year, and every day they would put on their little Trader Joe's uniform and their name tag, and they would go to work together, and they would share lunch together, and they would share stories together. And so I know for a fact that Rita looked her father in the eye and said, hey, Dad, I'm going to skip college, and I'm going to go to New York City to pursue a career in fashion. And he chuckled and changed the subject. But Rita called my bluff, and she saved her money, and she found an apartment in Bushwick, Brooklyn, with 2 women she did not know. I guess one of them is a social media manager, and the other is an Australian model. And she announced to us, hey, this is the day that I'm going. I am off to Brooklyn. Pat was flabbergasted. Do you know that Rita is going to skip college and go to New York City to pursue a career in fashion? I said, yeah, I think I heard something about that. But I also said, hey, look, maybe this will be good for her. Maybe she will get some independence and get out of her bubble. He wasn't buying it. And worse, he found out that he was the one who was going to have to take her to Brooklyn. I couldn't do it. I mean, I had work to do, and I had lots of Amazon furniture to buy. So I booked them a red-eye, and that's why they got to Brooklyn at 7:30 in the morning, and there in the light of day, Pat got to see the apartment that she had put first, last, and security down on. It was a crap hole. It was covered in graffiti, and the main door was broken. And I swear to God, outside of her window, an elevated train runs every half hour. She thought it was amazing. He texted me, this place is filthy. And he wasn't wrong. He spent all day cleaning the grimy floors and washing the dirty windows and putting the Amazon furniture together. And at the end of the day, Rita texted me, Dad is crying. Now, truth be told, Pat is the crier in the family. He cries at everything. He cries at pictures of his cat. He cried at the last Guardians of the Galaxy movie. He cried, I swear to God, he cried describing his Bon Jovi hype song to me. So I wasn't surprised that he cried. I was just alarmed at how much he was crying. The next day, Rita texted me, I opened the door and Dad was crying. All day long, Dad's still crying. At the end of the day, I said goodbye and Dad's crying. That night, Rita FaceTimed me, and she told me how much she loved her crappy apartment and her Amazon furniture and the twinkly lights that Pat had hung for her. And in the middle of talking to me, she said, oh, did you hear that? Oh, it's a train. It just went by my window. Isn't that great? Her only concern was her dad. Would he be okay? And I said, of course, honey, he's going to be fine. But I was lying. Because I didn't know if he would be fine at all. When I picked him up from the airport, he was crying. Still, people were staring. He went to work the next day, and people said, hey, how's Rita? And he cried. How was Brooklyn? He cried. He cried, and he cried again, and eventually they put him in the box. Now, the box at Trader Joe's is that place behind the yogurts and the milk. It's cold there, and you work by yourself. And I'm pretty sure the message was, hey man, you're bumming us out. So he came home that night, just red-eyed and tear-stained, but I was so happy because Rita called again. And I thought, yes, now he'll be able to see how appreciative she is of this and how much she loves her room and her twinkly lights. But something had happened. Rita, in 48 hours, had turned into a New Yorker. And she had complaints. Hey, Dad, where's my box with my sweaters? Those are my favorite sweaters. Hey, how come you hung my twinkly lights like that, huh? They're sagging. Hey, Dad, what's going on with the Amazon furniture? It's a little rusty. That was my New York accent. Yeah, thanks. But what was so fun is that as I'm watching Pat listen to his daughter that he misses so much complain, the tears in his eyes dried up. And when they were done, he said, you know, maybe New York will teach Rita a little independence, and maybe she'll get out of her bubble. I had to agree with him. And then he added, do you think he'll call? Do you think she'll call every day? Thank you.